Hello and welcome back. If you are tuning into my podcast, The Shorter Realtor, or if you're watching my YouTube video, The Utah Realtor, today I am going to go over 7 tips on how to sell your house for sale by owner. Here in Salt Lake City, Utah, we do have a lot of for sale by owners, and most of them end up listing. So hopefully I can just provide you guys with some value that'll help you sell your house without a realtor and, save you a little bit extra amount of money. So let's jump right into this. For sell by owner tips, this isn't a tip, my first one. It's just something you should know. So I like to say understand the market. And that just means if we're in a recession, you need to understand that. Right now, the date is April 8th, 2020. So we have this whole coronavirus pandemic going on. And the market is still doing good. The market is strong. And most people probably don't know that. I think most people would rather just wait until the pandemic is over to list, or they're a little bit scared to buy or list right now. But the market's doing awesome. Our stats from January 1st to April 8th of this year are actually better than January 1st to April 8th of last year's. So that's a good sign. It's a good omen. We're moving in the right direction. All right, let's hop into the first tip. I call this preparation. And in the preparation stage, you want to make sure you deep clean your whole house. You want to make sure your house looks better than it has ever looked, even while you were living there. If your house isn't at tip-top shape, it's not going to be very presentable, and you want to make sure it's presentable. That means if you have to move furniture around, I recommend doing so. If you have to put some nails in the wall, then I would recommend doing that. If you can put a photo somewhere that makes the house look a little bit better, go ahead and do that. I think preparation should take anywhere from a week to 2 weeks, and this is just getting ready for photos. And onto the next step, number 2, which is photos. So for photos, you typically see a lot of for sale by owners taking photos on their smartphone or their vacation camera. Well, that is just kind of sloppy. Sometimes the photos come out blurry or sideways or crooked. I highly recommend, and this is going to give you a lot of leverage when you have your online listing, just to go ahead and hire a professional home photograph. And you can actually look it up on Google. Just type in professional home photographs, and you can get an HD package anywhere from $60 to $200, depending on what you get. And they offer all types of things. They can even put in furniture. They can edit in furniture so your house looks a little bit better if you have any empty rooms and stuff like that. You can do virtual tours if you don't want a lot of people coming in your house. So photos is a big one because you have to sell them twice, right? You have to sell them on the photos, and then you have to sell them when they walk through. So that's why step 1 and 2 are probably your most important steps. All right, step number 3 is listing price. So you're not a realtor, you don't have access to comps on the MLS. What can you do to find your listing price? You could call a realtor. You have to be careful with this. You could call a realtor or you can call me if you're in Utah, and I'll run comps on your house and I can give you a good listing price. Some realtors, and this is why I say you got to be careful with it, is because some realtors will say you can list it for more, and then a month will pass and they'll say, oh, we got to drop the price 10 grand. And they'll say you can list it for more because you're appealed by the amount of money. All they really want to do is get the listing. So that's why they're going to tell you it's more. So be careful with that. Another thing you can do is just go online and see if you can find some comps from the last 180 days. And I like to keep it as close as your neighborhood, but if you can't find any similar houses in your neighborhood, you can go as far as a mile radius, and that's the same way an appraiser would do it. And you basically just want to match up your house. If you have a Rambler, find other Ramblers that sold. If you have 3-bed, 2-bath, find other Ramblers that are 3-bed and 2-bath that have sold in the last 180 days. It's pretty simple, and it's exactly how an appraiser would do it. So once you finally get a buyer, they are not going to give a loan out for more than what it appraises for, if that makes sense. So you better hope your buyer is bringing a lot of cash to the table if you're overpriced, or you better make sure you're not too underpriced and lose potential on the profits you can net. Okay, step number 4, and this is probably everybody's favorite part, is the actual listing. So in the listing, you want to describe what you love about the house. Why did you buy the house? What did you love about it so much? Why do you like your kitchen so much? What's so great about the backyard? You just want to highlight all the features of the house, and just do that in the listing description. You don't want to really sell it like, oh, you don't want to make somebody think this is why you need this house, but you just want to highlight everything. The photos will do the talking, and the showing will do the rest of the talking. So just highlight everything, all the cool things about it. If you got a new water heater, you can throw it in the description. It always helps when people like to see that you're taking care of your house and doing things like that. Okay, step number 5, publishing the actual listing. And this is going to be the tricky part for sale by owners. And you are going to be up against the MLS, the multiple listing service. And since you are not a realtor and you're not listing with a realtor, you're going to have to be going up against the MLS, where a majority of the houses are listed for sale. And if you live in Utah, some great outlets to list your house are KSL.com or KSL Homes, Realtor.com, and Zillow. You can put your listing on all 3, and I recommend you do all 3. And a couple other things you can do. The 4th thing you can do is put it on your social media. Ask everybody to share it. Ask all your friends to share it. Send it to all your family and friends through text message if you have the listing, and forward them the link, and just say, hey, if you know anybody looking to move to this area, or if you know anybody who's looking for a house like this, or if you have a relative or someone who's looking to buy pretty soon, will you please send this to them? Or if you're looking, for yourself. So you have to work a little bit harder, just because most people will find homes on the MLS. Most agents just go straight to the MLS. They can find exactly what the buyer's looking for. But I can tell you this, really good agents will go to KSL, Realtor, and Zillow if they can't find their buyer's house on the MLS. So that's why you got to have it on all the websites. Excuse me. Step number 6, compensation. I highly, highly recommend in your listing description, back on step 4, in your listing description, you put in a BAC. BAC stands for Buyer's Agent Commission. And most buyers nowadays are working with an agent because it's free. They know how to navigate the market. They know the current market. They know how to get their buyers to pay fair market value for a house. They can pull comps easily in that neighborhood. So if your house is overpriced, a realtor may catch it. So I recommend putting in a BAC. Like I said, good realtors will go to KSL, Zillow, and Realtor to find their buyers a house. Even if it's a for sale by owner, they will try to negotiate a commission. It's better just to put it in anyways right from the very beginning. And it can be anywhere from 1% to 3%, whatever you feel comfortable with, but at least you're only paying one side and not the listing agent side, right? So that will give you a lot of leverage when it comes to having your listing online. If an agent sees it, some agents, me personally, I wouldn't do this. I focus more on customer service than I do my commission, but some agents won't even send it to their buyers because they're not going to get a commission. And it's kind of shady, but that's just kind of how some things work. And step 7, this is the final step. You need to follow up and do open houses. Those 2 things are key to getting your house sold. Everybody who walks through the house, get their contact information, maybe print out a little sheet with their name and phone number and have them fill it out right as they walk in the door. And that way you can send them a quick text or call them on the weekend and say, hey, what did you think about the house? Can I get some feedback? And they might say, oh, we're not interested. We're going to keep looking. Just, okay, well, if you know anybody who is looking to buy, please send them our listing. That'd be really appreciated. And the second thing, open houses. Try to do like 2 open houses a month minimum. That way, people can see, even if they're not looking, right? Sometimes people are just driving and they see the open house signs going into the neighborhood and they're like, oh, my sister's looking to buy. And they'll just drive in to go look at it. And you'd be surprised how many times homes sell from other people telling other people about it. So that's why I recommend you do open houses, because it's going to give you kind of an edge, and it's going to attract a lot more people than it will online. Some people don't even look online for houses. They just go to open houses on the weekend. So those are my top 7 tips on how to sell your house for sale by owner. I hope this video and podcast provided you guys with some value. If you're selling for sale by owner, don't hesitate to reach out to me and ask me any questions. I'd love to help you guys in any way I can. I'll put my contact information in the description. And like always, good people deserve good things. I'll catch you guys next time.